Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment. Hit the like member and hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content. Now, Tony Dungy appeared on the Dan Patrick Show, and it was highly anticipated too, because I think people wanted to hear what Tony Dungy had to say with everything that's been going on. I know myself personally, I've been wanting Tony Dungy to really say something, even going back to the Deshaun Watson incident. But I know that Tony Dungy, he's kind of in a, his hands are tied, so to speak, especially when you talk about him being affiliated with NBC and that whole network right there. And NBC had the reputation, haven't had the best reputation in terms of racism, but that's neither here nor there. Not going to get into that. Tony Dungy had some interesting things to say in this interview with Dan Patrick. Of course, they talked about what went on this year, various teams and the playoffs leading up to the championship. But of course, people to the nitty gritty about how he felt with the Brian Flores situation, Hugh Jackson coming forward and everything. Man, and saying everything that he said, because he said while he hasn't really got a chance to really research everything with the Brian Flores situation, because he said with everything that is listed with the Brian Flores situation, he said it's over 58 pages of documents that he has to read in order to study what went on. I mean, that's a lot of pages, what I'm saying, considering everything that had went down. I think also too, he touched on another point, because Dan Patrick asked him, what do you see, happening in terms of change with the NFL and stuff, and he said it's not the supplier, it's not the supply, it's the demand, and basically what Tony Dungy was saying is that there has to be more changes. He was instrumental too in giving an example of when he was a coach at Minnesota. He was talking about how when he had that losing season and then he had left Minnesota, he immediately was able to get a job. Of course, after 3 interviews in Tampa and everything, but he had to wow them in terms of blow everybody out the room, so to speak, and stuff like that. But the point that he alluded to is that, okay, it's easy to do that when you have a lot of time to study the team and know what the team is about, their plays, stuff like that, and have, because you have to go with a presentation and stuff like that, as opposed to with the whole Rooney Rule and everything like that, as opposed to okay, call a guy in there and it's like you only have like so many minutes to get ready and stuff like that. He said that's unfair to a lot of the African Americans that are coming in there and trying to get the head coaching job. And he said there needs to be change. And Tony Dungy, man, I'm just glad. Look, Tony Dungy, man, his voice needs to be heard amongst many. But Tony Dungy, man, is a guy, man, that has overcome a lot in his life. And we all know the situation and everything. And I'm not going to get into that. But he's a guy, man, that when you just pick his brain and you listen to him speak and everything, especially not only about the game of football, but just life, period. He's the guy that you want in your corner. He's the guy that I think, like, if he's talking, that I'm not saying that everything is just, he gonna snap his finger and everything's gonna happen like that. But many people are gonna take what he says seriously because he's been successful as a coach. And I know it's listed as him. He said, only having 2 Super Bowl rings, but one could argue that it should be 3 Super Bowl rings because if it wasn't for Tony Dungy laying that foundation in Tampa that year, John Gruden wouldn't even have that ring. That's Tony Dungy's ring. So me myself personally, I give that nod to Tony Dungy. But man, I'm happy that Tony Dungy, man, got out there and said something. Maybe that doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people, or y'all, you like, what's the big deal, or whatever the case is. But man, Tony Dungy speaking was a real big deal. That was a real big deal. Um, Tony Dungy had done some phenomenal things for the league, and I think if Tony Dungy was to, be involved in the Deshaun Watson uh, situation and really speak his mind and really, tell them, hey, it's got to be something done. I think he'll be able to, help with that situation. I think he'll be able to help out, with that situation because that's I know that's aside from coaching and stuff like that, but that's just one example of the silly shit that the NFL tries to pull. Basically, trying to do a whole bunch of cover up when they're not perfect themselves. They're not perfect at all, and you see all of this stuff is coming to the light. It's just like what JMJ just said a few minutes ago. He was saying, what's done in the dark is eventually going to come to the light. It's all coming. It's all coming out now, and now you got people coming forward with the whole Washington Commander situation, as it pertains to Snyder. All of this stuff is starting to circulate. And look, I'm not surprised. I'm just like baffled at the fact that nothing's being done. But I think that the fact that Tony Dungy speaking and letting people know how he felt, it's an important thing. You got to remember, Tony Dungy, man, is him and Lovey Smith. Him and Lovey Smith when they were coaching and whatnot, they were in positions to do something phenomenal, and they were able to do that. And he said, I like what Dan Patrick had to ask. He asked, is there a lot of pressure for African Americans, in terms of being a coach in this league to win football games. And Tony Dungy, of course it is, man. Look, when you're at that position or whatever, man, it's like you're walking on eggshells pretty much because they already think that we can't play quarterback. They already think that we're not intelligent enough to play quarterback. They already think that we're not intelligent enough to lead. Well, guess what? He was able to do that. He was able to prove that he did, and not only that, he also mentioned the fact that Bill Russell, the great Bill Russell, had gave him a nod, gave him a telegram, letting him know, okay, welcome to the club. And I'm glad that he mentioned that because, listen, that's why I mentioned a while back with the Deshaun Watson uh, incident that went on. I guarantee you, if Tony Dungy, Hugh Jackson, Herm Edwards, um, all of those guys, man, if they were, Mike Tomlin, of course, if they were to come to Deshaun Watson, what's up with the JMJ? I see you in the building. If they were to come to Deshaun Watson's uh, aid and help him, that situation would be resolved. But I think we need a voice. Tony Dungy is that voice. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what network he's affiliated in. You said Doug Williams did. Um, Russ Wilson did. What you mean, JMJ? I'm trying to think about what you're saying. I put the link in there for a second. Um, Sometimes they were the boys, but Kaepernick was the main one too. Yeah, and I don't think Russell Wilson gets enough credit for it. Like people don't understand, and I know it's sad, but some people don't consider Russell Wilson a black man, and Russell Wilson is a black man, man, regardless of how you feel about him. JMJ,
Yo, what's going on, Polo? I know, I ain't watching in a while, but you have. I guess you be the voice of reason. But Tony Dungy talked down to Colin Kaepernick too. He talked down to Colin Kaepernick too. But I'm gonna say this, man. Kaepernick has ruffled feathers, but he was when you talk about. I know he did the military, but he apologized to the military too. You know what I'm saying? I was about to say that too, but I said I'm gonna tell you this: Tony Dungy, yeah, you want a championship as a coach, and Doug Williams and Russell Wilson. won the championship as quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? But Kaepernick made it the reason not. I said y'all can watch it anytime y'all want, but he apologized to the military where I used to be at. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't know about that. No, you ain't saying nothing about what's it called? You ain't saying nothing about Marshawn Lynch, but he sat out for the national anthem, but he'll making goddamn commercials right now. Marshawn Lynch sat down for the national anthem, but he ain't making fucking commercials. I ain't mad at Marshawn Lynch what he doing, but I don't know if Marshawn Lynch will make what's it called? He could do what he want. He can make commercials all he want. You know what I'm saying? He can make commercials all he want. But no Tony Dungy, we ain't heard from. Ain't even heard from him for a while. So I'm gonna say this, man.
You still there, Jam J?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You said you were going to say something, and
Yeah, but I'm. Can you hear me now?
yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you fine.
He apologized to the military. You know how the military is. Yeah, we had Doug Wills. He been a
I think JMJ cut out. Uh, JMJ, you still there, brother? Yeah, I think JMJ cut out. Um, Man, JMJ brings up a great point, man. Um, about everything. This is what we're gonna do, y'all. I'm gonna do a part two to this because I definitely want to get people's profound opinions on this. Uh, and like JMJ was saying, Tony Dungy is a voice of reason, and he brings logic to the table, and also uh, he's fertilizing everybody's brain, letting them know what's going on, not only about the game, but the game of life itself. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk more about this a little bit later. Uh, JMJ, if you hear me, make sure you pull up later, man. Pull up to the stream a little bit later, man. I'm gonna go live again. Uh, Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment, man. Like the video, share, subscribe, hit them notifications. I'm out.